I, Bernard Retcloud, fourth generation of Chief Retcloud, 1822-1909. The Oglala Lakota Nation has come a long way. Many wars, hunger, sickness, land stolen from them. My grandfather Retcloud said they made us many, many promises, more than I can remember. They never kept but one. They promised to take our land, and they took it. Onielo that.
Oh,
that.
well, it's kind of hard for me to say a few words, but my grandfather, my Chief Retcloud, like he goes to Washington. So he went and went to that trade room and like to have a council with the white people. There's some things I want for my people. Without these things, it's not a council. You have to give me something in return of go across to my land. We had knives. We had tomahawks. We had bone arrow. You took everything. You took everything, so I don't have nothing now. So he said, all right. You shall have it. Have what you want, you're gonna have it. So the government signed treaty. I'll give you those things. Just stay in a reservation. Stay in a reservation, you shall have those.
Given to us by our government to send a voice so that people can witness and hear, and also for our continent to hear. We talk about we are all related to say the council of reality. We are all related, creative, cruel, powerful, way beyond probably our imagination. That he was able to create humans. Our ceremony such as the ceremony that we have, it's not about black magic. It's the church that they will have. They will have religion for ceremonies of black magic. It's all about healing. created on the earth. From there, single sound, multiple sound, different life and plant life. This is why we say we are all part of creation. So that single spark of life, that's how far we can go back and say we are all related. How about a good round of applause for Adrian? Our next contestant, Wes Neholi.
And also people have really pointed out how the cluster housing communities have really broken apart their traditional families and how that's led to a lot of problems. So one thing we're trying to help out is trying to work with families and how can we get back onto their land.
Okay, the tornado went through here, and the whole roof on that side was all gone. It was got tore off, and one bedroom just got all demolished. And so when Janko came, he came to the middle of the housing there, and everybody went over there to talk to him.
Who's Janko?
Janko, Governor Janko, South Dakota, and he said, put X's on all the houses that are condemned. He said these houses are condemned.
two grandkids, you know. Girls died the same age they were living here with us. In wintertime, that's when they all have a hard time breathing. So I lost two granddaughters here.
How old were they?
Same house. They were both, the first one, when she died, she was 16 months, and then three or 4 years later, my daughter had another little girl, and she just passed away here, just, you know, December 27th.
Huh? Did they know what was?
No, we've had autopsy done on them, but you know, we've never found out they've never told us anything yet.
Really? Were they having any symptoms right before it happened?
Yeah, they were having a hard time breathing, both girls, matter of fact. That's the way they both passed away. They couldn't breathe. I don't know if it's a result of this stuff or not. That's why I've been wanting to find out.
Because the cluster housing was built so poorly, water seeps into the foundation and creates black mold, which people on the reservation have associated with respiratory problems.
But when I moved in, this was already like that. And then there's some against on my wall over here too that's got that mold. See, like in that corner right there. It's getting like that right now. So now I can't use my water outside because the water's leaking from outside to in here, and then it's got that funny smell. This smells funny when it gets too hot down here. So that's where my boy was living down here, but from that smell too, I don't know if he was getting sick from it, so he moved upstairs in a bedroom because of that smell was bad.
What about in the wintertime when you have to close the house up?
Wintertime's when it's worse. That's when everybody gets, you know, it's hard for them to breathe.
And how many people do you have living here?
100. Well, I've got, right now my son and his girlfriend and I and 4 kids. So that'd be 8 of us, but my other son came back with 4 of his kids.
And how many bedrooms are there?
Only 3 bedroom. They're all occupied, so they sleep in the living room or down in the basement like he is sleeping down.
And if you could live anywhere, where would you live? How would you?
I would live out in the country on my own land or somewhere out in the country.
Because a lot of people own land, they just don't have the resources to utilize it. And so they'll lease it to white farmers and ranchers for anywhere from 50 cents to $3 an acre. Do you get a lease check every year?
Yeah.
How much is
About
that?
280.
For 400 acres?
Yeah.
And then what's keeping you from moving out to there?
No funds to buy me a house or no trailer.
In a recent survey we conducted with the Department of Anthropology at Colorado State University, we found that when we asked people where they wanted to live, 80% said they weren't happy where they were currently at. The majority of those people said if they were able to, they would live on their own land.
So they canceled the crosses, and then, boy, this whole bunch of workers, they came and painted all of these houses. So some of them never been renovated. And my sister's house has never been renovated, that one.
So they just painted on the outside?
Yeah,
but
painted
never
on the
did-
outside to make it look better. And the inside you go, it's just I don't know what it looks like.
How long have you been living in this house?
Since 78. And I was ready to like move into that elderly over there. But these little kids, they were abandoned by their mother, so I took them in. There's 4 of them. I'm the only one they have.
Okay. One of the interesting things is even though we're focusing on the economic conditions of households, we find that economy is connected to virtually all aspects of reservation life. And most recently, we've determined that healthcare issues are one of the major barriers to economic development. Pine Ridge has the lowest life expectancy of any community apart from Haiti in this hemisphere. So if you're only going to live to age 53 and you're going to have an impact on your community, then that's a tremendous time constraint. Other related issues come about when we look at the household structure. Rather than having freestanding nuclear families, we have 5, even 6, what the mainstream society would consider independent households living together within one housing structure. There was no new housing constructed through the entire Reagan administration, so there's inadequate housing, and a lot of the housing that exists is extremely poor quality. So we even have families living in homes that they know have black mold but have no other alternative because of the lack of alternatives in the housing market.
And so I told her, I said, Grandma, what could we do? What could we do to unite, bring unity and health, a good health and stuff? And that's how we come up with Awoju Okia, which means, Awoju means plant and Okia means help, assisting. And that way we thought, oh yeah, geez, they could, get their exercise, their fresh produce, and mentally.
Oh, to do the gardens?
And yeah, mentally they'll maybe become healthier and even spiritually because they'll be working so close to their beautiful little backyard garden. But I don't know, it needs to come within the heart or something. This elder told me, you know why we have so many people drinking on a res? I said, why? He said, because nowadays we're forgetting how to do things from our heart and we do it from our minds. Those people up there, he said, they don't want to be there. In their hearts, they don't want to be there. They're thinking about their families at home. But it's in their mind. So they got to connect that spiritually. He said, then I think our people will become stronger. Even at the community level, in the family.
Small things make a difference. Some small projects sometimes are the best ways of getting a whole community rally, like things that use a lot of labor and not so much money, like maybe creating a park and then putting your money together to get some fantastic thing for kids to climb on. Small projects like that are part of what make development successful.
First off, we thought up the plans for drilling the well and building the pump. Then I fabricated the well itself. Once the hole's dug, it's all ready to go in. And the materials for drilling the hole, the majority of it is reclaimed material from an abandoned well off an old homestead a few miles from here. So there was no expense where that was, and then a few minor pieces to just finish off the assembly. As it is right now, It's roughly $100 a foot to have a well drilling company come out and drill a well. So at 26 foot, we're already $2,600 into a project that's cost us about a little less than $300 all total.
If you depend upon the outside equipment and outside help, then the people themselves don't own the project, they don't identify with it, and they haven't done it themselves. Whereas they have the capability to do it themselves, why not do that? Why not use their skill to solve their local problem?
That's the one we used to get down through the clay, and then I made this one for getting through the sand, as this one was plugging up. So we went to this style so it wouldn't plug up the pipe inside here with the sand, because it got into real fine sand.
And then you got it larger. We're just in reach of it, of the dream. It's just in our fingertips. We're about ready to grasp.
I come to start a project, real serious about it. I got friends to work with me. And by that time, I took sick. It shouldn't be that way. But I never quit. I shall continue with my dream. And that way, my children, my grandchildren, they're going to have something on their own.
Consistency. You can't just work out one day and then stop for 6 and then work out and expect it to really do anything. You know, it takes consistency, huh?
Oh yeah. You know, Turtle's been in good shape ever since he was 10 years old.
This is the back of a couch. It's all torn up now because We don't never use it for, and so there was padding here. And then behind there is a door, old door. So Donnie went and got this hose and he nailed it down. And then down in our basement, that was elevated, and so that these boys would hook their feet and do their crunches. So you see they begin on this old board here.
Push him. All right, jumping jacks.
How have you seen the boys change since they've started the boxing?
We went to restaurants where we were commanded. Say, hey, you guys, that we had told us you guys are really quiet, and that's, you know, that's fortitude. Fortitude, that means reserved behavior. We're sitting down at the table doesn't mean you're gonna sit over here and bounce a ball same time, you know. So I seen them develop into positive young men.
The philosophy is pretty simple. The philosophy trusts that people already have in their midst the resources to do their own self-development. They've just been told they don't. So they're always looking outside of themselves for answers rather than from within for the answers. We use very simple methodologies that begin to call forth people's sense of having their own answers. And in the methods that we use, they become confident in their answers. And their answers are respected. They aren't told that they're wrong when they give an answer, or told that, hey, you should be saying something else, or that's a stupid idea. And that's what they're most afraid of. But when they begin to see that they are in charge of their own situation, they are in charge of their own development, that they have the capacity to shape and create the future along with others, then you have something wonderful happening.
You know, what would you like to see with your Tiyospayes, with your community, in place in 5 years? It's kind of the vision. You know, what you see off into the future, and then we can figure out, once you have your vision there, then we can figure out, well, how do we get there?
Wind generator or whatever they call them. So we're still quite a ways from finishing. We're just now getting started. Yeah.
Tractor, or like a bucket on there, and maybe a tiller on there, and maybe like a back scraper to fix our roads, like that, a good tractor. That's what I would like to see too.
Interested in seeing our lagoons addressed. Because on our reservation, people want business and enterprise or community centers, but our lagoons aren't equipped to hold them.
We're just working. We're trying to avoid politics.
Yeah.
Just working
I'll help
directly.
you guys avoid politics.
We want to work directly with people like you who are already doing things.
Yeah.
You know?
So you don't go in and tell them what to do.
That's the last thing that you do. But that's the first thing that we have been trained to do. We've been trained to be experts. We've been trained to have the answers and go and tell people how to solve their problems. Where that just doesn't work. Wherever you do that, people will listen and then go ahead and do what they want to do.
And this is our 15-passenger van that we bought for $500. It gave out on us. We took it on one trip. We went up to Morbegno, South Dakota on expired license plates. We just loaded up the boys and said our prayers, and we took off right off. We seen 4 Highway Patrol in Rapid City, but we made it all the way up there and back. And now I think we need a carburetor. We tuned it all up. but we really need this fixed. First time we have a big van with all those seats. Our boys all grew up. We can't stuff them in the back seat no more of a station wagon, how we used to cruise around. Yeah.
So, thanks to the support of our donors in the past, we have been able to help many families on Pine Ridge. However, there are many more families and communities that have approached us to help them with their projects. We feel that with contributions from individuals like you, we can help make these dreams a reality. Thank you.
As a nation, through our ceremonies, we are healing. This is our ceremonies, such as the hookah, and other ceremonies that we have. It's not about black magic. It's the churches that label that, and gave it to label our religion, our ceremonies, black magic. But there is no black magic. It's all about healing. It's all about wellness. It's all about validation in our circle of life. And with the help of the spirits, our ancestors, yet to be born.
Stand up, all victims of oppression, for the tyrants be your might. Don't cling so hard to your possessions, for you have nothing if you have no rights. Let racist ignorance be ended, for respect the empire.
We just got the weather report from Mexico. It's going to be chilly tonight and hot tamales.
Unless enjoyed by one hand. So brothers and sisters, for the struggle carries on. The international knowledge unites the world in song. So comrades, come rally, for this is the time and place. The international ideal unites the human race. Let no one build walls to divide us, walls of hatred nor walls of stone. Come read the dawn and stand beside us. We'll live together or we'll die alone. In our world poisoned by exploitation, those who have taken, they must give. And end the vanity of nations. We have one earth on which to live. For the struggle carries on. The international knowledge unites the world in song. So comrades before their armor, beautify their guns and shields. When we fight, provoked by their aggression, let us be inspired by life and love. Although they offer us concessions, change will not come from above.
So we're here today. It's a beautiful day out, and it's a good day. It's like springtime. It's a good time to be started on this, be doing this. Washte.